fill up. I make sure I got a gallon of water. I try to finish it up in like no less than 2 days. I know I'm not. I just can't drink a gallon of water in one day yet. But yeah, and I just first thing I do in the morning is drink as much as I can. Just
Dude,
drink,
that's
drink, drink.
awesome.
So yeah,
I
that's
love
where
it.
I
I
am right
love it.
now.
So this is something you're starting. You're like, hey, look, I'm going to do this thing. I know it's good for me. It's not like we don't know these things, right? But it's like, hey, I'm gonna give this thing a whirl.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about it is, I've always drank water, and I'm a consistent water drinker. I mean, when I go to restaurants, I don't drink. We don't. I don't. I never buy order tea or Coke or whatever. Never buy it in the grocery stores to bring it home. I always drink water. However, there are days when I can go through an entire day and not drink any water at all.
Yeah.
For whatever reason. So I'm like, no, let's just make this a priority and drink at least, drink a half a gallon to a gallon a day or two within
Yeah.
2 days.
Oh, absolutely.
In in addition to the other water I drink, like if I'm at a restaurant or if I'm, you know, out here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing about that too is you're exactly right. It's not like if you just think about it, like that's not the easiest thing to just like, oh, I'm just gonna drink a thing of water. Like it takes a time process. I'll tell you this, that's why I actually got the big gallon jug, because I know myself well enough. I'm not going to get multiple bottles. I'm not going to refill. I'm not going to do any of that.
Right.
I have to have one thing that follows me everywhere I go, looking at me, judging me.
Right.
saying matter of fact, I got one. I don't know if this is helpful for anyone or not, but like I've got one, it's got timers on it. So like I fill it up, and the top of it is a little above 7 a.m. and the end of it is 7 p.m. So it's like, look, 12 hours, man, 12 hours. Try to keep up with what you're putting in, right? Try to keep up, and it's been super helpful for me. And plus, I'll tell you this: I try to leverage my water with stuff that I'm doing. Like I take some stuff for working out. I do some stuff for meal replacement. So I try to add that into my water intake too, to help get that get that in, because it's still getting in my system no matter what it's mixed with. Right, it's getting into my system.
Right.
So that's good. Now, Martinez, you are a pretty, at least at one time, I don't know if you still are, you were a very avid runner. Now I know that's hard on them knees, but you still getting out and hitting the pavement every so often?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come on, man.
I'm not doing 80 miles a week like I was trying to like get ready for a marathon, but
Yeah.
I probably do, at least 15, 20 miles a week.
Dude, that's awesome.
4 to 5 days, no less than 4 to 5 days a week. So
Absolutely.
I'll, and so yeah, and you're absolutely right. I've kind of transitioned from actually the parks and the track, that get a little bit more time on that treadmill, less shock on your joints,
Yeah. Oh,
and
absolutely.
and I think this water bit has actually kind of helped, as far as my joints and everything. Of course, I know we're doing this first day, but I jumped on this about 5 days ago as far as drinking as much water as
Yeah.
possible. A gallon of water within 1 to 2 days, no less, and I think it's helped. I think it's helped my joints, my crankiness. As far as cranking out that mile or two, that kind of stuff. It's renewed my energy.
Oh, absolutely. I believe. You know what? It's funny you say that. I heard one time on a podcast. I never forgot this, and I sometimes like it'll hit my brain to do this. I heard a guy talking about it. He said, "Look, in the middle of your day, if you are feeling a little bit low on, like your brain's a little fuzzy, right? You're like, you would typically say, man, I need to pick me up, whatever that is." He said, drink water, because it will actually wake up your brain. It'll actually put you back in focus by drinking water, because that's just one of
Shut
those
up.
benefits. Yeah, for sure. And so there's times like if I'll be driving, I'm just like, I don't know about this, right? I'll reach over
Wake up
and
my
just,
brain, and
yeah.
I better drink about 10 gallons.
Are you saying you're a smart guy? You got a massive brain, and you I got to take care of the machine.
I need to release the dragons. It hadn't happened once in my entire life. You told me that in 5th grade math class or something like that. Man.
Yeah. I feel a drought.
Yeah, yes, sir. I might have graduated from high school if somebody told me that.
Yeah, come on. That's awesome. So I'm looking here, and we got on Facebook, we got Michelle with us from Detroit. Good to see you, Michelle. Michelle says when she wakes up, she does 2 glasses of water, and it wakes up her internal organs, and since you don't drink any while you're sleeping. And she does drink a lot of water. You know, I've heard that too, Michelle, that like one of the things to do is immediately when you wake up, get about 16 ounces, because that just jumpstarts your body. You wake up dehydrated. Doesn't matter what you do, you wake up in a state of dehydration. So when you do that, it just kickstarts everything. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but I mean, hey, I feel like it works.
Hey, I mean, I don't think we need to underestimate the power of water. I mean, it runs the ecosystem of the world, you know. So
absolutely. What is it? 70% of your body, 70+%. It's water.
Yeah. That's I've heard that 1,000 times, you know.
Yeah.
But, of course, 3/4 of the world is covered in water, you know. So there must be something about this water thing. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, and like I said, I will tell you this, for me, it's kind of like that first step, right? There's a lot of things that I could do, but if I could just do one thing, man, if I could just drink water, because that flushes your system. I remember back when I was in high school, you know, if you played sports and you did that and you got up to high school level, that's when things got a little more competitive. I mean, they started in middle school, but they really kind of jumped into high school because they were prepping you for scouts and stuff like that. And I remember one of my coaches, he said, look, guys, if you want to get a competitive edge, cut out sodas, drink water. Just do it. And I took him up on that because I was a teenager, right? So I mean, it was nothing to be, you know, drinking Surge when it very first came out, right? You know, all that kind of stuff. I think didn't that stuff get banned for a while? Didn't they ban Surge? Maybe that's what's wrong with me. So I did it. I had a headache for the first 2 weeks, but I cleared my system. I lost weight just from drinking water. But then I also found a competitive edge because, man, I could go further. I could last longer in workouts and running. I wasn't cramping up. I mean, it was a game changer. And by the way, Martinez, we got a few more folks on here. We got Lucian Linkus in the house, and he's on Facebook. Yes, sir. Lucian said, I've done quite a bit in the summer and heard a lot of doctors start their day off with lemon water instead of coffee. That's interesting. Absolutely, you know, that's very interesting. We also got his better half, Sister Nikki Linkus, saying good morning. Nikki in the house. By the way, Martinez, with you, man, doing this as far as trying to get better, I need to add you to our Telegram group. We got a group of us. You know, I put that video out like last week, just, you know, it basically is an invite. Like, I don't know if anybody would be interested. I just know that I need something.
Come on in. Sign me up, brother.
Martinez has signed me up.
It's an offense that you hadn't done it already.
Oh, son. He's cutting me. He's cutting me live on Facebook.
Amen. That's awesome.
I love it. Well, we're going to get you added to. By the way, we got Chelsea coming in. Chelsea saying, good. You know what? Chelsea would be great. She's going to be great on some of these things because as we're going through this challenge, like what I want to do is I want to hop on the stream and number one, talk about things that are helpful with this challenge, but also celebrate people like that are winning and stuff like that. And Chelsea is a part of this. And I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to your mind, and you know, like her degree is in counseling and that type of thing. And she, like, I'm telling you, she has. We talked about the amygdala the other day, and it was powerful. Let's see here. She says, starting my day off, so we're sleeping by 3 hours. I miss my gym. So I guess it's 30 minutes walk for lunch for me. You know what, Chelsea? I love what you just said. Okay, I love because you know what? Just because you miss the initial does not mean you can't get it done later.
That's right.
Martinez, you ever missed a workout in the morning and been like,
You miss it in the morning and it throws off your entire day, and so you're like, okay, you abandon the whole idea of staying fit that entire day, you know?
Yeah.
But I love what she's doing. You know, she's evidently a whole lot smarter than me, but made it a priority. You know, doggone, I missed it during the day, so I'm gonna get it in some other way later, whether it's like it sounds like she said, walking during lunch or what have you. To me, I would just be like, I didn't do it that day. I'll just start tomorrow, and then it just puts you a day back. It's kind of like taking a pop quiz and put nothing on the paper. You get teachers always say put something. Don't get a zero.
Yeah.
Don't guess. It's
yeah.
Got a 50% chance. Just because you don't know, do something versus putting a zero, and that's what you do. When you don't work out, when you don't try to conditioning, find a way to put it in. It doesn't have to be a traditional. If gym is what you do in the morning or weights and that kind of stuff, and you miss it, don't put a zero on your day. Find another way to put it in there.
I agree.
I love the way that she's doing that.
I do. I think it's more mentally tough to stay committed than it is to like what you just said. That's been my personality before is, I'll do it tomorrow. And the problem is that racks up. All of a sudden now I've said I'll do it tomorrow 5 days in a row. When what you are saying is perfect. It would have been better for me to say, you know what, I messed up. Let me just drop and do as many push-ups as I can.
Yeah.
Or what she's doing. Hey, let me just walk. I would rather do something than nothing. I love that analogy. Put something on the test. And by the way, it's always C.
Right. Again, I wish someone told me that I might have graduated high school.
Yeah. Oh, listen to this guy. Don't let him fool you. Martinez is a highly educated individual, so don't even let him fool you right now. It's funny though. That was actually a part of our test prep. I remember this in elementary school. In Tennessee, we take something called TCAPs.
Yeah.
And I remember them coaching us through that. They're look, okay, kids, answer everything you know, and anything you don't know, put C.
That's awesome.
Circle or fill in the letter C, and that is statistically your best option. If you have no clue, you have no context, you can't, determine between A or D, right? Just pick C. and you'll have a better chance. It's like, okay, well, some kid put C on everything.
and Jason, I love that because the TCAPS, all it's trying to do is trying to push you toward the goal of graduate. That's the goal of getting out of high school, graduating. And right now, as it relates to fitness or what have you, our goal is just to be more fit. And so, our A choice might be, our number one choice might be getting to the gym. But if you can't get to the gym, do B. Like you said, like B is like getting outside and walking. C would be like, hey, if you can't get out and walk, if you can't get to the gym or whatever, C would be, what do you have in your hands right now? Drop down, give yourself 100 push-ups, 25 push-ups, 10 sit-ups. Do what's in your hand right now. You don't need to look outside. You don't need $100 or whatever. You don't need to be a member at a gym necessarily. What do you have in your hands right now?
Yeah.
And you can take that, to take your analogy with the TCAP, hit C, do something. If you don't know, hit C.
C.
Our C is what can we do right now? Okay, drink that gallon of water.
Mm-hmm.
Drink as much water as you possibly can. Run in place in 5 minutes or 10 minutes at the household. Right where you stand.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So
Chelsea just dropped a bomb on us. You ready for this? She's
I'm
dropped
not
a
ready.
bomb on us. She said yes. She said my C during this challenge is keeping promises to myself.
It's too early. It's
Man.
too early.
Because the truth of the matter is, this is what that challenge is about. Don't be confused. I know we're doing health and fitness, but the truth is you can do this with anything, because that's really the essence of this challenge. It's what I learned, and that is this. I feel better about me when I keep promises that I make to myself. And by the way, I actually treat people better. I'm more confident with other people because I know that they can trust me. Why? Because I'm a trustworthy person. I kept a promise to myself. So why wouldn't I keep a promise to you?
I love it.
And by the way, Martinez, I'm going to drop a bomb on you. This is why I picked health and fitness versus it's something different.
Right.
The reason is I believe this. This is a quote that I heard. I think Jim Rohn said this, and it just has always stuck with me. He said, I think most people would do well if they just simply felt well. People would do better if they felt better. Like, seriously, I think a lot of times we don't do what we can do because we don't. How many times have you said that, man? I don't feel like doing that.
Amen. Yeah, I hear you. Absolutely.
I mean, it's important. I mean, this body, we're in it right now, so we might as well do something with it.
Right.
It's not the most important thing, but I promise you this, it's pretty important. Got to do something with it.
If people will do well if they feel well. Is that what that was?
Yeah, it's some. I'll have to get the exact. If I do, what I'll do, I'm going to post that. But he said most people don't do. The context is, hey, most people don't do well because they don't feel well. They don't feel like it. And for him, he was like, that's why it's so important to take care of your body. It's not like, this is the most important thing. It's not about that. It's about what you do sets you up for everything else you want to do. Like, that's a lot of times, I've been talking with people, their main goal is, I need more energy. Like, I cannot complete the day because by the time I get to the end of the day, I'm wiped and I've not even met the ambition that I have stirring in me. Well, why is that? Your body can't keep up with your ambition. So what we have to do is we got to start back and say, okay, let me kickstart the body, because I need to tell the body. Like I heard, is it Eric Thomas, E.T.? He said, man, I told my body, no, it was Les Brown. E.T. was talking about something like that, but Les Brown talked about, he said, look, I put my body under subjection. He said, he said, when my body's telling me what I can't do, I look back at my body, metaphorically speaking, and say, that's the last time you told me you ain't getting out of the bed. That's the last time you told me you don't feel like doing something. Like, we're doing this. You have no choice in the matter because I've determined we're going to do this. So body, let's go. Let's roll.
I love it. Absolutely.
Just little things that inspire me, Martinez.
Well, I mean, that there's so much truth to that. You said so many things, and one of which kind of puts me in the mind of, like, hey, don't put your body in subjection. You make it do what you want it to do.
Absolutely.
But to your earlier point, if people don't feel well, how can you make your body do what you want it to do? And so,
yeah,
I can't. I get that. It's like, I want more energy. Well, okay. Well, if you want more energy, are you doing what you need to do to get more energy? It just doesn't kind of like just fall out of the sky.
Right.
You got to take care of the small things, the little things, such as, hey, getting plenty of water intake, getting food, let food be your medicine, getting the right ingredients in you, that kind of stuff, and and it's not just food, and I know we talk about fitness, but fitness is also mentally what you're taking in, but but let's just sticking with the tangibles, the water and the food and that kind of stuff. I mean, I think that goes a long way with empowering and energizing your body to kind of like because you're gonna see that obstacle in the day. You know, you're
Yeah.
gonna it's coming at you.
Uh-huh.
That someone putting another requirement in front of you, whether it's another report you need to get out for the boss, or another run you need to make. You know,
Yeah.
another
Customer
shipment you make
calls.
for the boss. Yeah, that kind of stuff. It's all a mental challenge. And
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you have to be. It's coming. So why not fortify your body in the best way possible to combat that, so that it's instead of it being a mountain, it's just a molehill.
Yeah.
And instead of it being a molehill, maybe it's an anthill.
Yeah.
That's where when we get to that place where it's a rhythm that we're in, as far as eating right, drinking right, thinking right, positive affirmations, a whole 9 yards. You know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? You said something, it made me think of a scripture. I think it's Luke 16. I don't know. We were talking about it with the kids at the school the other day. And it's the scripture in which Jesus is telling them, hey, if you're faithful in little, you'll be faithful in much. If you're dishonest in little, you're dishonest in much. And to me, to sum that up, for me, what that means for me helps me to like put it into a simple principle. It's simply this: how you are in one thing is how you'll be in everything.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, it's not like health and fitness is the main thing. It's just one thing that if I can focus enough energy on it, it will translate it. Like how if I'm going to be responsible with me, I'm going to be more responsible with my family, with my church community, with my business, with my right. Like I'm going to be different. I'm going to be better. Why? Because I'm becoming how I am in all things by working on one thing. So it's like a runoff. But
yeah, absolutely. It put a little leaven is leaveneth the whole lump. It all like had, and it goes back to was it Chelsea?
Yeah, Chelsea's on here.
What it goes back to what she was saying earlier, as far as her is keeping promises to herself. You know.
Yes.
I mean, that to thyself be true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, like, to your point, it's kind of like that is a trickling impact to other things. It transitions to other parts of our life. You know, when we keep promises to ourselves, you know, that manifests itself in so many ways.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just, you know, it's making yourself faithful, you know, because if you can keep a promise to yourself, then you can keep a promise that you made externally to someone else.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a rippling effect to what kind of person you can be. And then to your point, you know, it's being faithful in small things, so you can be, you know, heir to bigger things.
Yeah.
You know, that God puts in your hands. So I love it, man. It's a little bit too much, too heavy for me this morning. But
I wasn't. You didn't hop in here to do all this, did you?
I just want to drink my water and be on my way. I just want to drink my water and be on my way.
Oh, dude.
I don't need all this mental mind map stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been good with crossword puzzles and all that kind of amazing. You know,
listen, this guy. Can you tell he cuts himself short like all that? Like he's like, listen, this guy, Mr. Humble.
Brother, it's God's heaven's truth.
Help me, God. Dude, I love it.
Man.
I love it. And on that note, hey, it's about 7:30, and I just, Martinez, thank you for hopping on. Let me tell you something. You didn't have to do this. I bet you even had a moment where you saw like a notification or something, and you were like, you know, you had to decide. And you're like, I'm gonna take a gamble this morning and see what's going on. So I appreciate you hopping in and being a part of this. I think this was really, really fun. And by the way, anybody that's out there that, man, you have something you want to contribute to this conversation, I'm going to start doing Clubhouse in the morning, and I would love for that conversation to happen in real time, just like what me and Martinez. Matter of fact, Martinez, any morning that you can be back and be with us, man, I think this was just so much fun. I think a lot of people got some good stuff out of this. I know I did. Like Dude, I can
Yeah,
tell right
yeah.
now I am jacked. I'm ready to rock. TikTok, I'm going to help you guys out. I know right now you're like, what's going on? I just see a weird sunburnt dude with headphones on. I hear nothing. I got to work audio out to get to you. But I will tell you this, if you go back to you can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twits. It's the same username on TikTok, Jason C. Potter. This episode is on here today. This is day one of a 30-day challenge. Whether you started out right or whether you still have the day to get it done, I promise you it is worth the commitment. It's worth investing in yourself to see what's possible for you. See what is possible for you. You have potential. You just have to go prove it now. And this is just good stuff, good stuff. But
Yeah,
anyways, yeah, go ahead. Last words,
real quick,
Martinez.
you know, as I've heard it said before, time's gonna pass you by anyway.
Yeah,
What's 30 days to 365 days of the year? It's not even
nothing.
10%. It's not even 10% of the days of the year. But like, it if time's gonna pass you by anyway, why not be intentional with that time?
Yeah,
Because every minute and every hour that goes that flies by you, it's like you can't reach back in time and get that back
right.
to make that right decision. So, you know, I don't want to be your last words, but I just want to say, like, let's 30 days. Let's be intentional. We need to be intentional with life anyway. And so,
Yes.
what's 30 days?
Dude, I love that. That is. You say, oh, don't give me the last. That is the last word. What's 30 days, right? I've wasted enough 30 days of my life. I'm like, let's see what happens if I really try with 30 days.
Hey, we've already passed 90 days of the new year already.
That's right, man.
I mean, in the blink of an eye, it's gone.
That's right.
So, we'll blink another day, and we'll be celebrating Christmas going into another year. But
Craziness.
yeah. So 30 days. 30 days of intentional.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
I love it too. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. I want you to be blessed, be great, and we'll see you tomorrow, 7 a.m. And, man, I'm wishing you well on your 30-day challenge. Have an awesome, awesome day.